Hello, students. How are you? I hope everyone is okay. Espero que todos estén bien. Bueno, esta es la primera sesión de la semana 2 de su módulo 7 de recuperación de inglés. En esta semana, pues como pueden ver, son básicamente los dos proyectos principales. El proyecto de el proyecto integrador y la videoevidencia. Estas dos son todas y cada una de las cosas que necesitamos, son las dos cosas, son los dos proyectos que vamos a utilizar en esta semana. Tienen para entregarlo, les recuerdo, hasta el domingo 26, el domingo 26 de junio. ¿Eso qué significa? Que hasta el domingo 26 de junio estaremos recibiendo los proyectos integradores y la videoevidencia. Después de ese día, ya no, por desgracia, ya no se podrán recibir. Ahora, claro que pueden existir excepciones, es muy difícil que las haya, ya que como es un módulo de recuperación es veloz, es muy rápido. Entonces, este módulo de recuperación es muy difícil que podamos tener algunas concesiones como en el caso de excepciones, es muy difícil que nosotros los tengamos. Ahora, ¿qué va a pasar? Durante este módulo, el proyecto integrador, muchas gracias a quienes ya lo han estado enviando. Les agradezco mucho que lo envíen y y ya los he estado revisando. De hecho, ya llevo la gran mayoría, ya ha sido, la gran mayoría ya lo he, de lo que me han mandado, yo ya lo he revisado. Me da mucho gusto y pues bueno, así está la cosa. Conforme ustedes lo vayan mandando, yo lo voy a revisar. Espero que no haya ningún incidente. Y bueno, pues comencemos. Les quiero recordar en este módulo de integración, en esta semana 2, lo más importante que necesitamos recordar es que, número 1, la semana de integración, durante esta semana de recuperación, esta última semana, su proyecto integrador, lo más importante, recuerden revisar que su proyecto esté bien incluido cuando lo suban, porque si llega a pasar que lo suben y no es el formato que se pide. Y como no es el formato, desgraciadamente si no lo puedo abrir, pues desgraciadamente tendré que evaluarlo como no evaluable, lo cual no les permitirá recibir esa calificación. Chequen que yo pueda abrir el archivo. Recuerden, revisen el archivo antes de subirlo y una vez que esté arriba el archivo, vuélvanlo a revisar como si ustedes lo fueran descárguenlo como si fueran yo, como si yo fuera a descargarlo, ustedes igualmente descárguenlo. Me ha tocado que me han mandado borradores que son parte del proyecto, pero no está completo y por lo tanto no está completo, no puedo darles la calificación completa y al final me dicen, chin, profesor, por favor ayúdeme porque es que ver el borrador no lo había visto. Yo intento comunicarme con ustedes siempre. Reviso los archivos varias veces. Yo reviso los archivos varias veces antes de emitir la calificación, por supuesto. Y lo más importante es que yo, en cuanto ustedes lo suben, intento ese mismo día darles una ojeada para revisar que esté completo, que lo pueda abrir, que todo esté correcto dentro del formato. Si no es así, intento comunicarme con ustedes para que ustedes lo modifiquen, pero si no obtengo respuesta yo en 72 horas, una vez que ustedes lo suben, yo tengo 72 horas para calificarlo. Entonces, es por eso que en este momento, si ustedes lo suben y en 72 horas ustedes no me dan respuesta de ese proyecto que está incompleto, que no puedo abrir, tengo que calificarlo. Y por desgracia, si no se puede abrir, tengo que calificar como no entregable. Otra cosa que tienen que revisar bien es que el archivo que manden de audio dentro del proyecto integrador igual exista en la nube, exista en la carpeta que ustedes mandan. Me ha tocado que me mandan el archivo, sin embargo el archivo ya lo enviaron a la basura, al basurero de su drive y yo ya no lo puedo abrir, no lo puedo ni siquiera ver. O lo cambian de carpeta y yo ya no puedo entrar a esa carpeta a revisarlo. Fíjense bien en esos pequeños detalles para que su calificación no se vea afectada por detalles técnicos más que por su propio desempeño, su desempeño que han mostrado durante todo este tiempo, sobre todo ustedes que están en este módulo de recuperación, porque recuerdan que el módulo de recuperación es únicamente para los estudiantes que estuvieron a punto de pasar, pero que les faltó muy poco para pasar. Así que inténtenlo, háganlo y chequen esos detalles técnicos. Lo mismo va para el video, la videoevidencia. Recuerden, la videoevidencia es en español. No necesito que sea en inglés. La videoevidencia va en español. Por último, la videoevidencia, recuerden también los mismos detalles, que yo pueda escucharlo, que lo pueda descargar, que el archivo existe en Drive. Si quieren mandarme otro link aparte del que tienen solo como respaldo para hacerlo, adelante. Yo no tengo ningún problema. Yo recibo los correos mientras yo los pueda abrir en el formato que ustedes lo mandan. Está perfecto. Yo lo puedo abrir, puedo calificarlo. El punto es que yo pueda calificarlo. Si no lo puedo calificar, no les puedo dar una calificación. Entonces, espero que pues estos detalles técnicos hayan quedado bien resueltos y espero que ustedes lo puedan hacer. Estoy dándome cuenta de que hay muchos de ustedes que ya están terminando el módulo. Me da mucho gusto y estoy muy, muy feliz con ustedes. La verdad es que ha sido un grupo que se ha esforzado mucho y que ustedes particularmente han hecho un gran trabajo. Muchas gracias. Ok, ahora, con respecto a la sesión del día de hoy. La sesión del día de hoy, como pueden ver, vamos a intentar, bueno, como ya saben, vamos a continuar con algunas cosas que me gustaría repasar, sobre todo del pasado, ya que pues son algunas cosas que luego no nos quedan muy claras. Entonces, vamos a ver un pequeño video juntos y vamos a responder algunas preguntas. Es un video corto, lo vamos a ver y vamos a responder algunas preguntas que tengo preparadas, ¿vale? Vamos a comenzar, voy a convertir mi pantalla por cuestiones técnicas. Voy a apagar mi cámara para que todo el ancho de banda se vaya para el video y lo puedan ver completo, ¿vale? Solamente es por cuestiones técnicas, yo de cualquier forma voy a seguir aquí. Entonces, ok. Ok, muy bien, vamos a ingresar y voy a subir el volumen.
A Lego brick. But have you ever wondered how it all started and why it's called Lego? Actually, the name is much older than this plastic brick. Are you curious?
Lo siento, creo que no se estaba compartiendo el audio, que voy a repetir, ¿vale?
possibilities of the Lego system. I see. You've probably seen one of these, a Lego brick. But have you ever wondered how it all started and why it's called Lego? Actually, the name is much older than this plastic brick. Are you curious? Let me tell you how it all began. Many years ago, there was a skilled and hard-working carpenter named Ole Kirk Christensen. Ole was a respected carpenter with his own company, but times were hard, so he didn't have much money and had to dismiss his last worker.
Come on in.
I've closed down the workshop and packed my things.
Thank you. I suppose I'd better write you a paycheck. Take care. Well, that was the last one. I just didn't imagine that it would come to this.
I know. It's hard to understand. But at least now it can't get much worse.
But it did get worse. Shortly after, Ole lost his wife. But Ole was a special person. He wasn't the type that gave up. And with the responsibility of his 4 sons, he had to think of something. Ole had gotten an idea, and for him, it never took long to put an idea into action. Ole's little invention made his boys so happy that he thought maybe he should start making toys. Ole decided to give it a try. Luckily, he had saved up a lot of wood from the carpentry production. He could now use it to make toys. Time passed by, and even though Ole was a skilled carpenter and had a good eye for quality and detail, sales were very slow. Luckily, one of his sons, Gottfried, started helping out his dad after school. Together, they just barely managed to keep up the production. Eventually, word began to spread that wooden toys of the finest quality were being made in the little workshop in Billund. One day, a man drove into town, a man who would change Ole's future. He was a wholesaler from Fredericia. I've heard that you're making some very nice wooden toys.
Well, one does his best.
The wholesaler was very impressed with all the wooden toys and placed a big order before he left.
Now there's finally someone who can see the opportunities in what we're doing. Look at this. The wholesaler wants to put a lot of our toys into his store for the holidays. It's going to be a good Christmas this year, but we'll be busy.
Now there was a lot to do in the little workshop, and Ole could rehire his former workers. Ole only used the highest quality wood, which was hand-picked and very carefully prepared. They worked day and night to get the order finished, so the wholesaler could get the toys out in stores before Christmas.
Is there something wrong, Dad?
I'm afraid that we're in big trouble.
In the middle of their work, Ole received a letter saying that the wholesaler had filed for bankruptcy and couldn't buy the toys that he had ordered.
But what are you gonna do? What about Christmas? Now we can't even afford food?
I'll do it.
What are you gonna do, Dad?
I'll do it myself. I'll drive around selling the toys.
There was no time to lose. Ole packed the car with all the toys and drove off. Ole was a very good toy maker, but was not a very good salesman. He didn't like praising himself or talking about how carefully the toys had been made. But he had to keep trying if he was going to sell anything.
This is going to be a blast. Is there anything you're interested in?
It looks exciting, but I don't have a lot of money right now. Maybe we could trade and call it even.
Well, I would prefer money, but...
In the end, he succeeded in selling all the toys. He didn't receive as much money as he had hoped, but the family managed, and they had plenty of food for Christmas. Time passed by, but the toys didn't sell as quickly as they had expected. Ole thought perhaps the company needed a good name.
What should it be? It has to be a short word. I want it to convey playing well.
In Danish, playing well is called leg godt.
What should it be? What should it be? Yeah, if only I could get some sort of a sign. Lego.
As you can see, Ole himself ended up finding a very suitable name. But what he didn't know was that in Latin, the word Lego means I put together. The name Lego was well received, and the company slowly started to move forward.
We have made 3,000 crowns this year, and we have more orders than usual.
Did you say 3,000 crowns? Then you need to see what I've been looking at.
Even though Gottfried wasn't comfortable spending money on a milling machine, he could see that it was useful and that the quality of the toys improved.
Could you finish the last batch and get it ready for shipping?
I will. Dad, I've saved a lot of money for the company today.
Really? How?
I figured we could save money in the lacquer, so I only coated the ducks twice instead of 3 times.
You what?
Unfortunately, Gottfried's idea didn't go over well with Ole. Ole made Gottfried unpack all the ducks himself, give them the last layer of lacquer, and bring them back to the train station. Ole believed in high quality and not cheating his customers. When Gottfried returned, Ole explained that that wasn't the way to create a good brand. This little lesson opened Gottfried's eyes to the fact that every detail matters, and only the best is good enough. In the late 1930s, Lego was making a profit. Even when the Second World War broke out, they tried to make the best out of a difficult time. It seemed nothing could go wrong. But a stormy night in 1942 changed their luck.
There's a fire! The workshop is on fire!
But when the firemen arrived, they were unable to save the workshop. It burned to the ground, and all the drawings and models were destroyed. Ole was beginning to lose hope. All that he had worked for was gone, and he almost lost his company. But being responsible for his children and workers inspired him to rebuild Lego. A new factory was constructed. Soon the production of wooden toys started again. The little company fought its way back into the market. Gradually, the Lego factory began to run smoothly, and Ole started looking for new challenges. One day, he went to Copenhagen to look at a new machine that had just arrived in Denmark. It was a plastic molding machine, and Ole was very excited about it.
Should we buy it? It sure is a good bargain, and it will give us a lot of opportunities.
Well,
story,
it does sound interesting.
Try
but it is a lot of money.
Try to
I'll take
look
that as a yes.
for the past tense verbs.
When the plastic molding machine finally arrived, Ole started making little plastic teddy bears and rattles. But he still had the plastic bricks that he had received at the fair. There was something about them that he couldn't stop thinking about. And even though no one else could see the potential in them, Ole decided to redesign and put them into production. But it was when Lego first launched the Gray Ferguson tractor that the plastic toys became a success. Unfortunately, the sales were dropping during the summer, and the company had too many toys in stock.
This can't be right. Of course our products can be sold the whole year, not only for Christmas.
Gottfried decided that he would go out and sell the toys himself. Gottfried brought his wife Edith as company and moral support.
If you can't get cash, then we need butter and eggs.
Well, it wasn't that bad. Gottfried was a success in his trip around the country, which helped Lego to get out of its financial crisis. They reached home just in time for Ole's birthday party. Ole turned 60, and the whole family was gathered to celebrate with him.
Well, I guess it was a long trip around the country.
Hey, I got an idea. Listen. What about a picture with the 3 generations?
Everyone thought that was a good idea, and we were placed on the sofa with all the presents and flowers around us. On a business trip to England, Gottfried met the head of a big shopping center on his way home. They discussed the toy industry, and the conversation would be very important to the future of Lego.
Damn this industry. I just think that toys are no good nowadays.
What do you mean? I think they're working very well.
Oh, they work fine, sure, but there's no system in anything.
System? System? There isn't any system.
What in the world are you doing, Gottfried?
There isn't any system. The toys need an idea and a system built around it. I want to put system into play. Children have only been offered ready-made solutions. They need something different that will strengthen their imagination and creativity.
So you're trying to put Lego into a system? Interesting.
That same year, Lego started producing the first Lego system of play. Children could now build houses from the Lego bricks. The town plan gave play a realistic town setting, and with this, children learned about traffic safety. My sisters and I could play with the new Lego system for hours. Some people said we were the luckiest children in the world because we grew up in a toy factory. It was a huge breakthrough, and Gottfried decided to try selling it outside of Denmark. The system of play was so popular that they managed to sell it to many countries.
Look what I just built!
That is really nice, Kel.
Even though Lego was meant for only building houses, there was still a lot of opportunities. There was just one problem.
I can't lift it up. It keeps falling apart.
That made Gottfried wonder. He wanted to find a way to make the Lego bricks stick together, but that was easier said than done. Gottfried noticed that the Lego bricks got a better clutch power with tubes inside. Now it was no longer just bricks, but a whole construction system with endless possibilities. This was groundbreaking for the Lego product. With a child's imagination, Lego could be anything in the world, over and over again. The imagination is the limit.
Look, Dad! Now I can build everything!
Unfortunately, Ole never got to see how successful the little brick actually became. Gottfried was left on his own, and he had to go through another fire at Lego that destroyed most of the wood production. Just like his father, Gottfried knew that he had to try to get the best out of any situation and never give up. Gottfried took the hard times with his head held high. As sales grew, the company also got bigger. He had...
Okay, guys, very good. So we will continue with the questions about this video. And okay, so remember, I am gonna put the link to the video over in the resources page. Voy a poner el link del video en la página en la plataforma, obviamente. Y ahí ustedes lo van a poder visualizar. Entonces, vamos a continuar con las preguntas, ¿vale? Ok. So, let's start. So, who invented it? ¿Quién lo inventó? Recuerden siempre en pasado. Always use the past tense. Gottfried Christensen. Okay, this one I think it's pretty easy, but let's continue. Okay. Yes, correct. Correct. Ole Christensen. Very good. Okay, let's go for the next one. What was Ole's first job? So, what was he doing? Remember in the first part of the video? Instead, it was said over there. What was it? He was exactly, a carpenter. Very good. Okay, now let's continue. So, okay, now. So, how many sons did Ole had? Did Ole have? Remember how do we use the past tense? ¿Recuerdan cómo usamos el past tense? Did más la forma base. How many sons did Ole have? Yes, 4 sons. 4 sons. Okay, let's see. Okay, very good. So, how did Ole originally make toys? ¿Cómo empezó a hacerlos originalmente? How did Ole originally make toys? Did make. Did pasado, make el verbo en forma base. Okay, so he used what he collected case. Correct, so we can see he used leftover wood from the carpentry production. Si es, usó la madera restante, leftover, el resto. Okay. Okay, very good. Number 6. Which son helped Ole in the toy factory? ¿Cómo se llama el hijo que le ayudó a Ole? Creo que estaba muy sencilla. Supongo que estaba muy sencilla porque lo escuchamos todo el video. Listen to it during the full. Very good. So the answer is Godfred. Godfred. Very good. Let's continue. Almost done. Almost done. We're half the way there. Okay, so halfway there. Why could the wholesaler buy the toys? Why couldn't the wholesaler buy the toys from Ole? Why couldn't en pasado? Fíjense cómo es. Couldn't buy. Couldn't, estamos usándolo como el verbo, como si fuera el auxiliar, como si fuera el did. Why couldn't the wholesaler buy? Can en pasado también es un verbo, no solamente es un modal, es un verbo. Couldn't. So he filed for bankruptcy. Exactly. Okay, let's go for the next one. What does it say? Okay, let's see. Okay, good. What does the name Lego mean? That was also easy. Lo dijeron una vez, tal vez no lo recuerdan, pero sí lo dijeron. It means yes, I put together. Exactly, that was the answer. It was said around the second, third minute when he wanted to name the toy factory. Sí, how were Ole's model and drawing of Lego destroyed? ¿Cómo se destruyeron en un principio? Very easy. Le pasó 2 veces. Yes, the factory caught on fire. The factory burned to the ground. Así también se puede decir. Burned to the ground. Se quemó hasta los escombros. Se quemó hasta caerse. Why did Godfrey adapt his Lego creation after speaking to the head of a big company center owner on his way back home? Muy larga la pregunta. Why did Godfrey adapt his Lego creation? ¿Por qué lo adaptó? ¿Qué necesitaba? Y es la palabra clave de Lego. Es la palabra clave de eso. Es a watch. It is a system to strength. He wanted, pasado simple, regular. Which country did Lego originated from? Did Lego originate from? Sorry. Okay. Pues muy sencillo, ¿verdad? Hasta ahí aparece la bandera. Denmark. Exactly. In Denmark. Very good. Okay, let's continue. So let's go for the next one. Okay, good. Why did Gottfried decide to build an airport? Ok, eso ya no lo vimos. Eso ya no lo pasamos nosotros. Creo que está un poco más adelante. Well, the idea is that there was a lot and he wanted to sell the Lego system over the world de forma más sencilla. So, it was the third one, the blue one. It would be easier to sell his toys to the whole world. Lo que quería era vender sus Legos a más lugares. Okay. Y creo que la última, la siguiente tampoco la vimos. Creo que nos quedamos antes. Lo quité antes. Okay, let's see. Number 13. How many guests were there at Legoland in the first year? There were 600,000. They were expecting 100,000. Esperaban 100,000, pero llegaron 600,000. So, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Okay. So, entonces, ¿qué piensan de esto? Es un video muy interesante. Como les digo, les voy a poner el link en los recursos en la plataforma. Sin embargo, por ahora, bueno, es hora de pasar a otras cosas. So, right now, what I want to do, what I would like to do is to start with the explanation about the past simple, about the past tenses, porque ya tenemos dos tiempos que tenemos que revisar. So in the last one, in the last class, we reviewed the past simple and the past continuous. The other one, and also we also reviewed the present perfect. También revisamos el presente perfecto, que como ya vimos, en realidad también es un pequeño, ¿cómo decirlo? A pesar de que parece que es presente porque se llama present perfect, estamos viendo que es en realidad en español. And that's why we want to continue with this present perfect, pero ahora también vamos a usar past perfect. Let's see. Vamos a ver qué significa past perfect y cómo lo vamos a usar, ¿vale? Okay, give me a moment. So, voy a abrir un pequeño... Voy a abrir un pequeño... voy a abrir un pequeño whiteboard para que ustedes lo puedan ver. De nuevo, les voy a mandar una vez más también la liga les voy a mandar el whiteboard para que también lo puedan usar, ¿vale? Excellent. Very good. So here it is our whiteboard. Está abriendo, no se preocupen. So, okay, here we go. So, what about these tens? Okay, let's see. Past perfect. So, como ya sabemos, el past perfect, ¿qué significa? The past perfect, ¿cómo lo definiríamos? Y el present perfect lo definimos como una acción o situación que comenzó en el pasado y continúa o tiene relevancia en el presente, pues esta es una acción, action, or situation that started in the past and continued or had relevance in the past. Suena raro, pero ahorita vamos a ver. Sí, porque inició en el pasado y continuó en el pasado. Entonces vamos a ver un pequeño ejemplo. So, in this little exercise, let's see, I was a football player. Sorry, I had been a football player before I broke my knee. ¿Ven? Entonces tenemos una cosa muy particular. Hace un símil muy semejante al past continuous, donde por una situación puede ser interrumpido por una situación o por un tiempo. En este caso es interrumpido por otro tiempo, por una situación. Había sido un jugador de fútbol antes de romperme la rodilla. So, we have two different things that we need to follow. Tenemos dos acciones que podemos revisar. Tenemos dos acciones que podemos revisar. Tenemos dos acciones que podemos revisar y que podemos cambiar y que nos van a dar una forma diferente. Por ejemplo, you had studied. Por ejemplo, vamos a ponerle una tercera persona. She had studied psychology before or until she had a breakdown. ¿Qué es un breakdown? ¿Alguien sabe? Un breakdown. Pues un breakdown es una crisis. Es una crisis en la que podemos caer y es una expresión, así se le llama. Un breakdown es cuando tenemos una crisis tan fuerte que dejamos de hacer cosas, a breakdown. ¿Vale? Algunos le llaman meltdown, pero normalmente la expresión es con breakdown. Entonces, esto es el past perfect, ¿vale? Entonces, ¿cómo funciona el past perfect? Vamos a verlo, ¿vale? Ahora vamos a, ay, lo siento mucho. Vamos a verlo un poco más. So, ¿cuál es la estructura? Como pueden ver, la estructura es subject plus verb had. Siempre vamos a utilizar had. ¿Por qué had? Porque como pueden ver, está en pasado. Entonces es past perfect. Entonces el past nos va a hacer referencia a ese pasado del verbo have. Entonces va a quedar siempre como had. Plus the verb in past participle. ¿Vale? Verbo en pasado participio. Como pueden ver, esta es una forma muy sencilla, muy somera de ver el pasado perfecto, porque sí, efectivamente, esta es la forma más reducida del pasado perfecto. Es lo más que lo podemos reducir. Simplemente lleva un sujeto, el verbo had y el verbo en pasado participio. Como, por ejemplo, I had seen. You had played. He had bought. She had talked. They had summoned. They had called. ¿Vale? Esa es la forma más sencilla. Sin embargo, el pasado perfecto, a diferencia de los tiempos simples, the past perfect, a diferencia del tiempo simple y de los tiempos simples y de los continuos, porque los tiempos simples y continuos se entienden solos y se dan a entender solos. Sin embargo, en este caso, para el past perfect, para los perfects, para los tiempos perfectos, no es nada más tener la estructura gramatical correcta. Claro, es una gran parte. Sin embargo, siempre necesitamos un contexto, siempre necesitamos un complemento que nos ayude al contexto. Por ejemplo, como en las oraciones que yo les di, si se fijan, I had been a football player before I broke my knee. She had studied psychology until she had a breakdown. Entonces, con esto nosotros podemos darnos cuenta, pues, que estamos haciendo otras cosas. Por ejemplo, I had seen a lo estoy haciendo, lo estoy intentando poner para que lo vean muy bien. I had seen a tiger before this visit to the zoo. Ya había visto un tigre antes de esta salida al zoológico. Por ejemplo, vamos a la siguiente. You had played basketball before you hated it. Antes de que lo odiaras. He had bought a car before testing it. Antes de revisarlo. She had talked to her mother before the teacher called her. ¿Vale? Y podemos ver cómo tenemos diferentes contextos, diferentes complementos que nos van a ayudar a este pequeño, a este presente perfecto. Muy bien, ahora vamos a hacer un pequeño ejercicio, ¿vale? Vamos a ver un pequeño ejercicio y este ejercicio pues lo vamos a hacer también, vamos a hacer este pequeño ejercicio y bueno, pues vamos a hacerlo, ¿vale? Son algunas preguntas sobre el pasado perfecto y bueno, yo voy a estar aquí para apoyarlos, para ayudarlos, ¿vale? Let me share the screen with you. Okay, good. And now, let's start, okay? These are just a couple of questions and I am going to be here. Igual voy a cerrar mi cámara, pero voy a estar aquí para explicarles un poco las preguntas. Past perfect. It is the simple way. Esta es la parte simple, la parte más sencilla. So, On the past perfect, if you listened to me, you would have got the job. Esta es una forma que es un conditional que va a utilizar el past perfect. If you had listened. Fíjense bien. ¿Cuál es la forma? Had listened. Pasado del verbo have y el verbo en pasado participo. ¿Vale? So, let's continue. Let me change it. Okay, she said that she not visit the UK before. Ok, esta, fíjense. ¿Qué dijo primero? ¿Y qué es lo que había pasado? ¿Cómo pasó? Imagínense la situación. Ella dijo en un momento pasado que antes de ese momento nunca había visitado el Reino Unido. So, she said en pasado that she had not visited the UK before. Entonces, primero, el momento en el que se está hablando del pasado, ese va a ser en pasado simple. She said that she hadn't visited o had not visited the UK before. ¿Por qué? Porque estamos hablando de she said. En ese momento, antes de ese momento, es cuando estamos utilizando el pasado perfecto. Nos queda, she said she hadn't visited the UK before. Great. Vamos al siguiente. We couldn't go into the concert because we not bring our tickets. El pasado ya está, el momento ya está, entonces no puede ser pasado simple. We hadn't brought our tickets. Entonces el pasado ya está, sigamos. Hadn't brought. Ok, let's continue, let's see. Vamos a ver cuántas podemos hacer antes de que se nos acabe el tiempo, ¿vale? Okay. So number 4, before the students start to write, the teacher to collect their mobile phones. Before the students. ¿Cuál es el momento? Cumbre. El momento cumbre es la recolección de los teléfonos. Before the students had started to write, the teacher had collected their mobile phones. Before the students started to write, ese es el momento cumbre, ese es el momento. ¿Y antes qué pasó? Pues antes fueron los mobile phones. Recuerden, el momento anterior, ahora sí que el más lejano, es el en el que se utiliza el pasado perfecto. So, before the students started to write, the teacher had collected their mobile phones. So, recuerden, el momento más antiguo es el que va con presente, con pasado perfecto. Okay, let's see. You not study for the test, so you be very nervous. ¿Cuándo está nervioso? Ahorita. ¿Cuál pasa antes? Pues estudiar. You hadn't studied for the test, so you were very nervous. Very good. I think we can stop at number 10, but we'll see it. Okay, in this case, what do we have here? The grass was yellow because it not rained all summer. So, estamos viendo un momento, the grass was yellow. En ese momento, ¿por qué? Porque antes no había llovido. Because it hadn't rained all summer. Okay? Okay, let's check the next one. He met her son somewhere before. Meet her somewhere before. He está. Esto es pasado, es antes de ese momento. He had met her somewhere before. Okay, good. Great, let's continue. When I arrive at the cinema, the film, ¿cómo quedaría? Este ya es pasado perfecto. Ustedes ya lo pueden hacer. So, los voy a dejar con esta y la siguiente. Okay, let's go for the last one. Let's see what the last one has for us. So him. Okay, so he hadn't used before. Oh, perfect. So, vamos a dejar hasta aquí esta interacción. Yo les voy a mandar este link en los recursos y para que lo sigan practicando. Hay más preguntas para que lo practiquen. So, por último, nada más quiero agradecerles por haber estado. Recuerden enviar sus proyectos. Muchas gracias y la grabación estará disponible siempre. Les recuerdo que la próximo viernes a las 7 de la noche igual estaré conectándome con ustedes para que vean por si se quieren unir a la plática, pueda resolver sus dudas en directo. Perfecto. Muchas gracias y pues que tengan un buen fin de semana. Un buen día.